Okay, that's going to be echoey. Did you mute that? is it just how I have to do draft? So scuffed. God damn. I'm sorry, guys. Looks like an early invade.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Spot up by the Akali.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Trades in both bot and top to start out the game. Good trade from the Yasuo on the Yorick. Putting Yorick in a horrible position in their top lane. And dives for the kill. First blood. They're just slowing down in the bot lane. Lots of action to begin.
Was that me? Hello? Hello? Keely, are you here?
Killing spree. Killing spree. Rampage.
Hello? Um, I can be here for a little bit. I have to, like, cook. But, so press I real quick. Yeah. Can you stream on Discord for me just so I can, like, see it real time? Yeah, scoreboard, object timers, and then turn off timeline as well. It should be, like, time controls. Yeah, and then if you just shut this menu again, oh, they can't hear you? Gotcha. Oh, okay. So they can hear me talking to the...
I was trying to put just directed camera on and then just go and grab my food real quick, but
Gotcha.
yeah, no, I guess my mouse fucking hit the side of the thing. Got
Mm-hmm.
stuck.
Would you be able to stream on Discord for me just so I can
Oh yeah.
see the live view? Heck yeah. Cool.
Yeah, scuff stream. But it's all good.
It's nothing new for the server.
Yeah, better than no stream, right?
Exactly. So Lily does get away there. So I'm just catching up on the game. We have a pretty dominant top lane. Wait, who's the top laner? Who's Whimsical Goblin?
I'm not entirely sure.
I guess we can check the assets for that. Should be. So that's Drago, I think. He's performing very, very well in the Yoni into Puza's Yorick, his main champion. PV is a bit jealous, I think, of this of the Rel pickup. And the Rel and the Emilio. Both actually. We did the E not pop before the ult there?
Turret plating will soon fall.
So obviously the gold lead is pretty big here for Sharks because of this top lane domination, 9 kills. And that's leading to this 4K gold difference. Oh, the flash from Rel should be able to keep them both alive. No. So the Dean is still unfortunately going to die. Lilia is very fast and will pick off the Yone here. Silico showing giving Dean flashbacks from season 1 in the jungle. So we are, the bot lane on the side of Riftworks does have a few deaths stacking up. However, none of that gold is going on to Valor, or the support. Who's playing support? Sorry, I don't know who's Tangerine. Us, that's Liz. It's just really seems to be going into Silica here, which is where the entirety of Heroic and Silica are the entirety of the gold on MVP here, whereas it's really just only Yasuo or only Yone with a kill on the side of Rishurix.
Still an absolute force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, no, we just have some Titans building up. I want to see them fight, But yeah, I think the APC from Dean is pretty exciting here. When you have that Yone, although actually I think they do have a bit of magic damage between the APC Deluxe and the split damage from the Yone, but obviously in team fights, Swain is just such a strong pick, especially with the Rel. Yone is just running around on a murder spree. This is absolutely absurd. And I guess we were talking about what would happen once the Fed people met, but there's our answer. It's a double kill for Yone. The Ghost is not going to be able to secure the kill.
Yeah, and there's not much resistance is built in yet either.
Yeah. I do think that, a shutdown on the Yone will be a big deal, although I'm really not sure at this point who could possibly get that unless he, goes in 1v5, which, definitely could be possible, gets very over aggressive, but, we can see these. Oh, wait! Okay, I guess I just need to commentator's curse, right? Akali picks up the 700 gold and he's still up with a 600 gold shutdown right after. Meanwhile, Silico is picking up, so it should be a double kill here. Yeah. So yeah, I think that this Yone, he did drop the shutdown. But with that Hullbreaker, it's just going to be, unless he goes for, a full health tower dive and messes up, I don't know if that is likely to be picked up. MVP is definitely, starting to make some plays, just like led by Silico. I think they just have to huddle around him. But getting that dragon and preventing Soul Point for Riftstrike is very, very good here. Oh, we have a lot of MVP fans in chat, looks like. Is Yone Hullbreaker throwing? I do think, so for a while, on Yasuo and Yone, I might be just completely lying about this, but wasn't there the build of crit first item and second item, Even Shroud? So I think that it's a similar vein to that, where you basically just spike so hard initially that you just choose to become unkillable at a certain point.
Isn't that the support item though?
Yeah, but they both have like the CC, and it boosts your own damage, so it makes them tanky, and it boosts their damage once they get these knockups. And I might be, I think that was like a build. Even Shroud, Yone. I think I saw it during, like it was, it was built. I don't think it's built anymore, but I think it's a similar idea to that, where it's just like, try and kill me, if you do. So we are seeing, I think, the Jolt Classic. Okay, well, wow, the Jolt Classic this game of just being a CS monster, highest on the map, even higher than the Yone, who's I guess farming more kills than than CS, it feels like, but just able to get very far ahead. I'm not a solo lane player. I can't really speak to the Lux versus Kali matchup, but he's doing a very good job of CSing is is all I got.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Kali versus Lux is so annoying just because of the range difference.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we have obviously Heroic is very, very, very strong solo laner, so it's impressive to see him keep him up like that. Yeah, so like the lack of isolation there, the Emilio, I guess in effect, he kept Ashe alive for a while there, enough to at least kill the Kazakhs. So that was well played, just like hugging him to get that kill on the Ashe. So we do have Yone splitting bot here, with the Baron coming up soon. Obviously, you like that macro strategy of just, shove with your fed solo laner on the other side while your team sets up that objective. Because, as we can see, there are 4 people going for the Yone, and there's not much they can do against him without that. So they're able to, the rest of the team is able to just set up in the top side of the map. Stacking on the invisible Grump. Oh, there it is. Or the, not invisible, just imaginary Grump. Emilio Silva carries this from chat. True. So yeah, Yone keeps dying. But it is generally to a lot of people, or a lot of people, he gets a lot done before that. But he, has handed over, I mean, thousands of gold this game just from shutdowns alone. Which is not something that you super want to see. He's winning some anti-heal. I'm not sure if I love that. Lilia has a lot of healing in her kit, and Melia has just a bit, but I'm not sure how useful that is. Although if you're splitting, anti-heal is usually pretty strong. I think. Could be lying. I don't know. I'm just talking. So we have a very action-packed 20-minute game here. If Huza is showing why Yorick is a menace, he might not have a kill yet, he might have a lot of deaths, but if he is in the side lane and no one else is there, he will eat those turrets, he will eat those minions, and force to be reckoned with. Yeah, picking up an objective bunny for the team. Okay, really asleep here. Yone should be fine. Rel goes in to disengage, and yeah, Yone's just gonna go to town. Yeah, I think they popped to sleep, but we're not able to capitalize anything off of it all. But Heroic is gonna pick up Yone yet again. I think Yone, I wouldn't have grouped there necessarily if that were me, just because of the Hellbreaker pick, and I think that you can get a lot more just pressure. You can just allow your team to do a lot more stuff, because as we can see on this kind of, well, I guess they ended up killing after, but they allowed a bit of setup for Dragon, which uh, not capitalizing off of it unfortunately super well. But okay, so we have it's coming in here, but they should just be picking up this soul point Dragon, because I mean the only one alive to stop them are the Yorick and the Lilia. Lilia's running as fast as she can, but they don't have the most dragon damage. But going in 1v3 might not be the best idea for Silico here. Did you even hear me? I don't know how this works. I guess I was putting on stream audio for a bit. I think we're having some audio issues. Okay, so the stream can hear me. All right, so we have Spuza splitting here, but should be picked off by the Kazakhs in the Rel. Doesn't have a hull breaker, just has the Sunder, and a little bit of armor. But oh, looks like he's able to get away just fine. But MVP is able to pick off some objectives off of that actually because of the 3-man rotation for the Yorick. So again, despite the the lane, Yorick is still Yorick at the end of the day, and he is able to just draw pressure and then just get out. So we see the Melio flank here, the Melio pinch on Baron. The Melio and the Ashe, but they are spotted. Rel's gonna engage. Ashe flashes away. Rel ults in. And that should just be a kill on the Melio and the Ashe. Or the Akali rather, and then yeah, no matter how strong Silico here is, you're not gonna be able to the Yone should just be able to kill them without the just any sort of CC. Yone is just able to DPS them. And they're not gonna get the Baron off of that, but they should be able to get the inhibitor here, which will create pressure for Baron later. Flank different. Yeah, they still have like 10 seconds or 5 seconds on any of the major death hammers. It looks like they might actually be going for a Nexus Turret here, which I'm not sure how big of I'm a fan of. I think might be an overextension. If Ashe has a strong ult here on the Yone, wow, and Yone is just able to pick. Oh no, okay, yeah. So Ashe is able to get the kill there, and this should just be a clean sweep 3, or yeah. Okay, Joel's not a good away. Akali flashes in, and that should be well, actually, let's see what they got. So Puza's gonna go split. The rest of them are gonna barrel down mid, and I think that means that Puza is gonna have some uncontested split for a while, which is potentially pretty terrifying for Rift Sharks. This is a very back and forth game of overextension into overextension into overextension, which is always fun to cast. Speaking of, Kha'Zix is gonna get picked there, and that should just be a free Baron. Yeah, they don't have the well, they actually have a pretty fast take with Lilia and Ashe, but Uza is splitting topside here, which I don't think the biggest fan of, because a lot of them are walking top. Oh, never mind, because Dragon is fawning. Aha, he's better than this, better than him. But so this is Soul for Rift Sharks, and so this is very important for MVP to stop. However, with the Yone here, 19 kills and all, he might have a hull breaker, but you still can't forget about his other 3.5 items on top of just the small but still there base stats of the item. And there he goes, ulting in, is able. They're able to just pick off the Melio before anything else can happen. Swain is going to flash forward to get the E, but Lily is going to get away. On the back line, Akali should just easily. Not okay. He's going to clean up not easily. Yone there gets some nice damage off before he dies. Yuza is doing some, or Poos is doing some work in the top lane, but Rift Sharks is going to secure the Infernal Soul, which especially for the Yone, the Lux is just gonna be insane, the amount of damage that they can generate with that. Is gonna get hurt here, but is going to lose his life for it. Never mind. Wow, the hub marker shots really came through there. Well, I think against the Infernal Soul, this will be pretty difficult to make that Yone, even stronger, and the burst from Lux is going to be very nasty. So I think that MVP kind of has to rely on hopefully their hope was probably some inefficient macro from Vertrix here, where perhaps they over-engage into a fight while Puza is splitting, but they can't just fight 5v5 because you have a lot stronger members on Refrex here with this soul especially, so they're gonna have to play very, very carefully, and if a few of them get picked, it might spell the end of the game. Right, so we see Rifrix pushing in here. One good engage from the Rel could spell the end of the game here, although they are engaging on the Rel. Rel is not able to get into a position for a good ult. Akali is able to pick off the Rel while the rest of the team engages. Wow, so that was a really, really, really clean fight from MVP, just able to barely pick off the Rel, which led to a series of events. Without the Rel, they really don't have a front line. I mean, Swain is a bit tanky, but can't do anything about defending the Lux or the Kha'Zix. So that was really, really well played from MVP, showing that I feel like a lot of their games are very energetic back and forths. And this is just another display of that. Just really, really, really good team fights when they need it most. So Akali is going in here on the Yone, gets hit by the ult, and unfortunately is going to die. Yone should be able to take off the Puza here, which means that MVP on the top lane is not going to be able to get much more than that. If they had picked off the Yone, they'd obviously be in a lot better position, but he's able to split while they are in the top lane here. And yeah, this just might be... Dead Lily. Wow, Lily gets away. Really, really fun champion there. I know Silico's goated and he's fast, but like, oh my gosh, who doesn't love a good Lilia? But yeah, Yone is doing so much damage. They had to back in the top lane, or else they'd be absolutely screwed here. We do have Baron coming up in a minute, and Elder coming up in 2. So, I think that if MVP is forced to engage, because I think that if Rifrux gets either of those, that is game ending. So if MVP is forced onto either of those objectives into a minimally disadvantaged team fight, then that could spell the end of the game. Lilia is sleeping here. Shirelius is popped. Unfortunately, the sweet spot of the Lilia missed, but they are... Oh no. Okay, no. Okay, we're back, we're good. I was terrified. That would have been a unfortunate timing on that one. But okay, so Yone does die there, which means that MVP is able to push in these waves in preparation for these objectives coming up. Yeah, Puza is taking on the top lane here, just getting a insane amount of pressure. He does have... Wow, and the Lux is able to pick off Emilio there. Swain is frontlining, but is just taking so much damage. Without a stopwatch, he is just so vulnerable to MVP. And MVP picks off the... Wow, that's just game. MVP with the insane comeback here. They lost the insane lead from the Yone early. They lost Dragon Soul, and yet through this, the Lux double kill on the ult keeps the game alive. You put MVP in a lobby, and it's always going to be the most exciting, insane series you've ever seen in your entire life. The back and forth is crazy. It's going to give you a heart attack. What is this? So we have the TP Lux. I wish. So it's just going to be the back door, or is it? It looks like Lilia should be able to come back in time. If Yone is not able to stop it, Yone did not stop it. Lux is dead. The game is not over. Oh my gosh. Guys, my heart. I don't know if I can handle this. This is absolutely insane. Vrishrex has no other teleports, not able to backdoor. Puza does have teleport, but is definitely not in a safe position to do so. We have both Elder Dragon and Baron up. I have no idea what's going to happen. We're just going to have to watch and see, but this is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I think whoever kills one or two, I don't think that there's really any chance to split at this point. So it's just wow. So Yone is just hitting the Elder Dragon here, just soloing it. While Lily is just watching. Yone is able to land the Q, lands the ult, should be able to pick off Lilia, but the Ash coming in to save the day. Yone is dead here. Lilia smites the Elder Drake, and that should be game for MVP. Wait, the backdoor from the Kazakhs! Oh my god! Absolutely crazy ending. I didn't even notice Hadiri go to the other side of the map. What a series! Oh my god. I don't even... What? Oh my god. I mean... Hadiri, that was an insane backdoor. The macro was crazy. Holy my god. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I mean the Yone did absolutely insane damage there. Lane he just dominated, but unfortunately had a few deaths in the middle game that allowed the strong members of MVP to bring it back. Puzo with the absolutely amazing split pushing drew so much pressure. And then the fiesta started, and we saw kill after kill after kill after kill, the back and forth. Yeah, I mean, crazy stuff. Wow. I don't even. I think yeah, for all the MVP fans in there, definitely showed that they have what it takes to fight back. The ending there was Hadiri going for the back door while they were knocking on the nexus of Rift. But this just makes me excited for game 2. Where who knows what's gonna happen if that was game 1. It's only getting more exciting from here. So it looks like we have another draft starting in a couple of minutes. So I'm not sure. I think stream. Okay, yeah. So stream, we do have backup everything. I think the should be good. Kaylee can't talk. I don't even know if you can hear me, but I guess I'll pull up the draft link myself just so I can commentate that. Oh, he can hear me. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. Yeah, okay, so God, he has everything except for mic. Okay, so I will pull up the spectating link just so I can watch that when it goes. We should be just a few minutes away from draft. I actually will pull up just for myself the previous draft link. So the bans for Sharks from MVP start with the Renekton Maokai Poppy. They'll make a lot of sense. You got the double Joel ban just because he's such a dominating presence. Hadiri on these tank junglers is super strong. So that all makes sense. I think that that we might see a Yone ban, just a random prediction out of nowhere. That's just my just a hunch, but I could be wrong about that. It might be that they just let it through and see what happens. But I'm not expecting that necessarily. Hmm. Um, but so on the side of Rift banning it towards MVP, we saw the Kassadin, the Shaco, and the Aurelian Soul. So we have actually I was talking about earlier the Dean was scared of Silico's jungle. That Shaco pick from season 1. Any OGs from season 1 remember why that Shaco's being banned from the Airwick Silica. But yeah, the Kassadin and the Aurelian Soul. Obviously, Heroic is one of the. I'll probably say the strongest soul laner of the server. Um, and it makes a lot of sense to me see these picks being taken away. But draft should be starting any minute now. But I do expect to see a similar first 3 bans with the the Shaco, Caster, and Aurelian Soul from Rift Sharks. They do still have blue side, and MVP came out with the classic strategy of saving that red side ban or the red side pick for Heroic. And we saw how he did a lot of work there. So, like I said, the Cassidy ban is very expected, just keeping it as is. MVP, I do expect, the Yone, the first thing we see. I wonder why. It's weird that came out. So again, we should see the Shaco, we should see the Aurelian Soul. Just normal stuff coming out from Richarix. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so they are just going on the side of trying to give Fusa the best time possible. Okay, so we are actually seeing the switch up from the Shaco to the Ashe. They might have decided, just speculation here, that Silico is going to do well on pretty much any pick, so we don't need to necessarily safeguard the Shaco. And they are going to keep the Renekton ban. Yeah, just 3 bans against the top lane here. The crazy thing is that they can swap lanes. It doesn't even need to be Drago. I assume that this Lux is actually going to be Joel mid, just because he's very, very, very good at these control mage type champions. But oh wow, so we see the Lee Sin coming out from Silico here. He's very good at these aggressive style mechanical champions. He has some of the best mechanics of anyone on the server. So this is going to be really, really exciting to see out. I definitely want to see a lot of very, very flashy plays here. Honestly, if I don't see an insect Silico, I'm coming for you. I will find you. So then we have Rakan coming out from MVP. I think that makes a lot of sense. We have a high mobility of the Sin, and you're getting the high mobility of Rakan to follow that up as well. So, yeah, we actually seem to be pulling out the Lux Caitlyn bot. I was saying it was Joel, but I think Joel can still play top here, which is pretty dangerous for MVP. I'm not sure if they're aware of this flex potential. They were banning, the Renekton presumably for Joel, so it definitely seems like they probably are keeping that in mind. But it's much, much scarier once you realize that this flex potential is still up, and counter picking that way is much more dangerous. So we have the Nocturne pick coming out. I'm really not sure about the jungle matchup, but I think that the Nocturne in duo with the Kate Lux is a very, very strong lane. So this makes sense coming out from Sharks here. I'm not sure. We should see an ADC here. Probably we might see just the Yorick. I assume that's what they're doing. Okay, we are going to see Zeri. I'm not actually sure about the Zeri Rakan bot lane. I know that Zeri is. I think Zeri is pretty. I don't actually know Zeri's strong Rican now. I don't know how this works. But Rakan is pretty strong with Zeri. They just both kiting stuff out and moving around quick. We are seeing the Briar ban. I guess they're scared of the Briar solo lane, unless they're scared of the Nocturne solo lane, which I think is a lot less likely. But I didn't even know Briar. I didn't think Briar was enabled. Although obviously, I'm sure that they have. I'm sure they talked about this. Yeah, Briar. Okay, so I checked the announcement. Briar will be available in Team Fortress starting on day before week 7, September 27th. So that is today. So yeah, we can see the Briar here, which is why it's getting picked or banned rather. The Cinder coming out, I guess they're scared of that pick. We are seeing 3 bans against Heroic here. Obviously, one of the strongest solo laners always sees that red side, and that is the 4th ban against Heroic. They do have the Nocturnal, and I'm not sure I love the ultimates for Silas here, but Pooza on the Volibear, I assume. That's pretty exciting. I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping the most up to date on the Scrim Zone meta, to be honest. But I don't think we see barely any Volibear picks. So this is pretty exciting to watch or to see unfold at least. Does Pooza play Volibear top? I expect we won't see a Lee Sin top here. I'm not sure if that's in Pooza's pool. So, okay, actually, looking at that match history, Pooza did play a Volibear top game 2 days ago. So, it's definitely warm in the recent history. So that's cool to see. And the Morgana comes out. I'm not sure I understand, because is it a Lux mid or a Morgana mid? Obviously, Lux mid is a lot more common. It's Kate Morgana's bot is what I'm gonna go with. This is probably obvious to anyone who is smarter than I am, but I think it's Kate Morgana bot, just because that's also a very strong duo, and then Lux. Actually, they might just be able to flex whoever's better into Vygar at the mid lane. I'm really not sure. I don't play that role. I refuse to play solo lanes. But this is pretty cool to see. I think that we're seeing a lot of unique picks here. We don't see a lot of Camille on the server. We don't see a lot of Volibear. But we can see, looking at the bans against Heroic here, we have the Kassadin, the Aurelian Soul, and the Syndra are all 3 scaling mage picks. So seeing that similar kind of pick come out with the Vygar is definitely makes sense where they're coming from. But you can't ban out every champion. You can't ban them all. So it looks like we are making a lobby here, which is pretty exciting. I can try and perhaps manually. Well, I think the strategy with the Morgana could have been just counter pick it if it's a lane that's strong with that. But I don't think we've seen a Morgana mid in a while. But boy, do I wish it was Morgana mid. It would be so funny. So I don't actually. I think we've seen Heroic's Vygar before. Let me check on that. I think that would be pretty fun to see. Let's check the stats. All seasons, players, Heroic. So we have seen 2 Vygar games before. He won one, lost the other. But in both games, he played very well. Actually, one with Vygar APC, which is exciting. But let's check some other players while we're here. From the bot lane here, Dean, I think we've seen play Caitlyn a few times. Eric, with regards to the Morgana, he has actually played it 4 times. Unfortunately, only 25%. But it's definitely unlucky there. I think that these more catch type champions are definitely something that Eric is very, very good at. He's very good at predicting, the pathing of different champions and really punishing them. So, but again, it could be Morgana mid for sure, guys, for sure. Just let me have this. Oh, it looks like they're doing tournament draft for some reason, but here we are. Oh, that's fine, I guess. So then we have, obviously, actually, I don't know if
Fear me.
Dom has played this uh Camille pick before, but or in the server at least. But well, I guess we'll see how it goes. Um, actually, let me. I don't actually know. Again, I don't know how to believe it. I don't know how any solo lane matchups go. Bot lane, obviously, Caitlyn Ward. I keep saying obviously. Maybe it's not obvious. Who knows? The Kate Lux lane is very, very strong. Zeri is a very weak early game champion. Scalar and Rakan can't really do much without some strong damage early in lane. He's just kind of relying on that. So we're going to see some pretty strong, or Lux Morgana lane is very strong. Sorry, but we're going to see some pretty strong, pushing and shoving and early CS lead from Riptrex here in the bot lane. I expect we'll see Camille probably getting a few early kills in the Volibear, although he does have a surprising amount of damage if he goes the early hit. Okay, yeah, so Helia, I appreciate the the wise words because I do not know how this game works. Yeah, so he is saying the just the pick from Instruct is so strong here. You have the Lux Q and the Morgana Q and the Caitlyn traps, and then if someone's out of position, Nocturne can just ult, Camille can just E in. But with this front line from the Volibear and the engage from the Rakan, with the Veigar and the Zeri just throwing in their damage, just the pure team fight for MVP is super strong. So with it just matters of picking the right fights. But yeah, it's a very good. Yeah, and exactly the Lee Sin disengage. If you have these pick attempts with the Camille with the Nocturne, Lee Sin, you can just kick them away, control their attack speed. So it's just a matter of, I think, playing to the strength of their comps will be a big, big decider in this game, which is something you love to see. I think it's a really, under discussed form of skill expression from a team is just playing to your comp strategy. Because you have a lot of players where it's just like you kind of ignore team comp just because you're like, oh, this player is going to get ahead because it's this player to this player. But I think that this game is really going to be decided a lot in how those fights are played, how the macro is played around these compositions. So that's going to be exciting to watch. But yeah, I do. I am glad to see the. I'm not sure how the Lux Veigar is supposed to go, but I assume Veigar is going to get behind pretty early just because he won't have any AP. But they did save that counter pick for it, so presumably heroic. Let's actually check. Yeah, so Veigar is actually quite good into Lux, believe it or not. Heroic counterpicked correctly. But I think that comes a lot down to the scaling as well. The lane I can't really speak to, but Lux is definitely going to be able to get a lot of poke down in lane, whereas Veigar is just kind of can't really queue a whole minion wave, whereas Lux can just kind of spam whatever she wants. God, our season discussion is very, very cool and normal, I think. Well, actually, we have the Champions Watch pulled up before the game starts. Actually, no, this is not. Never mind, we don't cover the champions. Oh, we have a 420 KD from Heroics Cast, and that's hype. Let's go. That's all I got to say on that. So the game should be starting up soon. Hopefully we can get in there and get some action happening. But so Dean versus Valor's stats. Dean has a lot better KDs than Valor in this bot lane role, but that matches up with their playstyles. Dean is very good at waiting for his moment to strike and then getting those advantages when they come his way, and Valor is very much so making his advantages. He will force fights, and it just again, it causes these crazy back and forth games, but it's very, very exciting to watch. So looks like we are loading into game. I'm not sure if that's pulled up on screen. Okay, cool. So we are seeing a regular 5-point from MVP, whereas Sharks is going for more of a grouped early play. It looks like they're not going for an invade. Boring, guys. I think we should see an invade every game. You got to step it up, man. We gotta create some storylines. Oh, Vigar stacked. It's over, guys. Vigar is gonna get 999 EP. GG. It's they should just FF right now. They should alt F4. Give up. So we do see Lee Sin here with the damage jungle pet. I'm actually not sure how that works. All I know is that I just want to rant about next patch, or how on Twitter they talk about how they're basically just gutting all the jungle pets, and also you can't swipe minions or pets, and that's cringe. Riot, stop it, please, or hurt it. This is my official protest. Please stop. Please don't. But okay, so we have Lee Sin starting top side without leash. Rakan is waiting in that bush. It seems like Zeri is trying to make it seem like leashed bot. However, the Rakan walking out of the bush here, if MVP or if Sharks is aware, will let them know about that, because I don't that leash was actually or that they didn't leash at least. Oh, Rakan's going to engage on Morgana here. The Q is going to go nowhere. So that's a pretty decent trade. Caitlyn got some damage on Zeri in the meantime. But the with the damage on the Morgana, it should be well, actually Morgana doesn't need health. Just kidding. That was good from from needing to trade back though. So Sharks is going to get level 2 first. Is able to zone MVP off of that wave. And which allows the invade from the Nocturne with Morgana just shadowing. You know, Morgana's playing very aggressively here. They're using that push advantage. They're using that, you know, early level 2 fear factor, and playing it quite well, just poking out the this area. So I do want to note that we have the Cull and Cleanse from Zeri. This is very much so a safe Zeri build, just trying to scale up. If you get hit by the Morgana Q, you're going to try and get out. Huza should be dead here. He's going to flash away, but the Q should pick him. Or maybe I was an auto, I don't know how this works. We see Hadiri ganking mid here. He's just going to flash away, but Nocturne flashes on top, and that is going to be a kill onto the Vigar and a flash. The Q is going to reach Lee Sin. The Morgana... Oh my gosh, flashing over the double flash over the wall. The Sharks bot lane may be a bit too in sync, not going to lie. Both using flash. It's like that awkward moment when both you and your ADC walk up to a bush and ward, except this time it's a bit more valuable than that in the flashes. However, Caitlyn is able to pick up that kill onto the Lee Sin. Alright, using the E to get away from their con W there. I think that's Arcana Rakan. It's pretty cool looking. I don't know. Might be lying. I love lying. I think we should promote lying more. Lux is flashing away, but Lee Sin is going to land the Q after. Not going to get much damage. However, we're going to get some decent poke. Uza has a bit of an early CS disadvantage due to the death. Still has teleport up though, compared to Camille's ignite. So if there's an unfortunate death, nearer to the turret, that will not be the end of the lane. Luckily, because top lane is pretty brutal, but should not be the end of the world there. So we see Lee Sin pathing down here. They are able to get a little bit of poke onto the Shrek spot lane, but I imagine that, Caitlyn and Morgana should be able to soon pick that back up. We have the long flank coming here from Lee Sin. Lee Sin is still level 3 here, even below the level of the bot lanes. So not sure how much you're going to be able to do. Should be able to pick up one of them at least. Unfortunately, not the case. Yeah, that level 3 Lee Sin just has no damage behind him. It was a good engage from MVP, but I don't think you're going to be able to get anything here. Yeah, and in fact, with the Viger coming down, that should be a dead Morgana. Kill is going to go over to Viger, getting those stacks up. Yeah, that was a good roam. And then just going to TP back right to turret and not let Joel get that advantage. Yeah, that is a dead volley there. Camille is just very... I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know how top lane works. But he's playing Camille very well, I assume. That rapid lane dying makes his sustaining lane very good. Meanwhile, Puza is kind of relying with the lethal tempo with the attack speed star on just these long engaged fights, which Camille also is very good at due to her Q true damage. So damn, nobody's talking in chat. Nobody's listening. So I want to say something in chat if you're listening. I don't care what, just like type some random letters. So Lee Sin is quite far behind here. You see already 10 CS down in the jungle, but really the problem is that Nocturne is approaching level 6, where Lee Sin is not even level 5 yet. Morgana is going to land the Q on Zeri, however, with the Rakan shield, and Caitlin's going to be able to get a little follow-up, but not as much as one would hope. Pre-level 6, just getting hit by a single Morgana Q is not the end of the world, but past that, it might spell that it would spell the end for one of MVP. Jingle him, Scrooge, Hillary. Thank you, Blake. I appreciate it, man. Whoa, I got one shooter and it's Blake. Let's go. Okay, so coming back to the top lane here, like I said, oh my, the Camille damage is just absolutely insane. Puza, is unfortunately just picking up some deaths here. It does seem to be a repeat in that fashion of top lane from last game, where Dom is getting a very strong lead early, and Puza is hopefully going to be able to push. AP Volibear split push is very strong without lethal tempo, or not with it, but his stacking passive along with attack speed items just does insane turret damage. So definitely not to be underestimated there. It looks like Blake is my only shooter in chat. The rest of you hate me. You hate me personally. This is sad. Actually, shoot, I have to make dinner. This Healy, I don't know what to do. I have to leave, I think, but nobody will be casting. Can anyone else cast? All right, so we did see Vaga roaming bot once again. Is going to be able to pick up a kill on the Caitlyn this time, and Hideri just ults top. They're going to kill him under turret. Really, just unfortunate situation for Puza. Unfortunate that just top lane is a hell world. I feel bad for anyone that plays that role. Lee Sin is still not 6. Definitely the low. The lowest numbers on the map are the support and the jungler on MVP here, but Viger is defeated. Blake, you're my hero. Thank you so much. I have to go.
I have a special guest coming in too.
Oh, do you need a drag?
Okay, no.
Okay,
he's here.
Okay.
Hello.
PCL, thank you for taking up the reins. Okay. I have to go.
Hold on, I gotta make dinner quickly because Cam has 15 minutes and I can't function without him.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, first and foremost, I have to correct the mistakes of my predecessor. Yeah, my predecessor.
Yes, sir.
It said that the AP Volibear split push in top lane is strong. Yes, but Camilla's stronger, and also Volibear is not a good character, but we won't talk about that. Shh.
Lo and behold, Volibear does not have a Cho'Gath ulti on a 6-second cooldown.
I'm gonna.
That does hit turrets.
You made the Reddit joke. Why did you make the Reddit joke?
Sorry.
Oh, beautiful shutdown picked up by Silico. Beautiful, beautiful movements there. Also have a bot lane engage coming in here. The Rakan ulti is procced, but I
Oh,
think
the
you got
Lee
blocked
Sin
by
kick into the
Silico.
Vagar cage, and Silico gets the shutdown on
I think
Nocturne.
you gotta watch. You gotta watch Hilly's stream. You're behind, but like,
Oh, I'm behind.
oh my god, you're so unprofessional, Cam. Haven't you ever done this?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, big 600 gold bounty onto the Lee Sin. Definitely going to make up for a bit of the difference in the jungle right now, though Rift Sharks is still up in the objectives. I'm not sure who got first Rift, but I'm going to guess it was Rift Sharks, considering there's a 5k gold lead, and
I
also...
believe it was Rift Sharks if you look at the mid lane turret.
Yeah, and the Nocturne is also up by 4 kills.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
just
Silico walks into the binding,
the thing.
and Dean gets the double kill. That was a really nice follow-up by Dean onto the Morgana
Yeah,
binding.
no Kirch's shard proc on that Zeri Q, or else it would have killed. The Camille obviously is just going to be farming this top lane. Speaking of farming, farm diff in the jungle, that is 6 camps up for the Nocturne. Plus the extra 2 kills means that Hidiri already has his first item. Which means that it's just going to be difficult to bring this one back. When the jungler's fed, it just feels so hard to do things. And when the enemy team has collectively taken 3, 7, 9 plates, that's just a lot of gold in their pockets that you're realistically not going to be able to get back, considering top lane is just so polarized right now, and a Veigar will never be able to get shoved realistically onto a Lux. Although, speaking of the Veigar, went Crown. Not sure how I feel about that into Caitlyn, who can just press ulti and pop that off, and a Lux and Morgana, who already have really good range and really good just zone control to get that off. Speaking of zone control, they're just killing people.
I
can't even
the crown pick on Veigar, because honestly, I think on Veigar you're kind of worried about the Nocturne. I know that Caitlyn can take it off. I know that like random Morgana W, Lux E, all these abilities can take it off from far ranges, but it stops Nocturne from ever solo ulting Veigar. Which if he's going to try and hyper carry this game, which it looks like he's going to, I'd be worried about that, especially since
but
Nocturne
you also have
is
to remember
ahead.
that these players are on comms.
Rest in peace, Silico.
They're just killing them. They just murdering them. Like, I don't know. How do you do commentary when they're just beat them
I do
up?
not think that the Lee Sin was the pick here.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not big on that champion. I'm not a fan of that champion. I would like Silico to prove me wrong.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. I think obviously Kick has its metrics, but it's just so hard to get into their champions. Like, look at what you have to deal with. You have to deal with Morgana just spell shielding your Kick, Veigar and Lux Peel, and when your only realistic form of like engage is a Rakan going into a spell shield, it's just so hard to get in. And that's just another kill for the bot lane, just completely devastating them. Also, speaking of that, the Nocturne ulti against the who's Rift Shark's top lane?
That's Drago.
Drago getting a little greedy there with 1 HP, but able to just one-shot the volley there. The Triforce and the Camille is just so strong, and with the grasp, you get the extra healing.
I'd love to say that this is Rift Sharks' game to lose, but we did see them almost fumble last game because MVP was able to stick together and nearly scrape out a win.
Definitely. But I think it's a lot harder, especially considering their lack of engage options. Rift Sharks just really get disengaged with the Morgana shield and the Lux bindings and all that. And just draft gap,
Yeah.
Also, you were touching on the crown earlier, but
the Arcane Comet picks it up.
Great defensive ulti for the Nocturne, able to just kind of zone out the Veigar and keep him guessing on where the Lux is throwing her ability. It's really good. I like that a lot.
I do think a big problem in this game is that they do not have the life insurance policy of the Lilia here. So it is going to be a lot harder for MVP to get back in the game. I mean, okay, looks like Erico is going to finish off Valor. Tangerine Liz is also dead. That's so rough. Big shutdown though onto the Zeri.
Dean did get greedy there though, lazy backing on that bush, even though Valor was hunting around. That is half shot Q. I don't even think that was Q2. I think it was just normal Q. That's another kill for Drago. And that should just be a completely free top lane, because if Lee Sin comes up your contest, Camille has the Ignite, Camille has like 4 levels on Silico. Yeah, this is not going to go well. Maybe with the Veigar, they might be able to pick it up, but...
How many people do you think it... How many mass Valorant pirates do you think it takes to kill a Camille?
Screwing a light bulb? Apparently 3.
My guess was going to be 3, but I think maybe they could have done it without Rakan.
Another big bounty onto the Veigar, but that's just another kill for Joel.
Oh my
Question:
God, Joel is
why
so ahead.
Why does Joel not have a Dark Seal?
Honestly, I was thinking that the last game as well. I was wondering why.
Good juke shoes for Heroic means that this is going to be another bounty picked up for this very. Okay.
This is where I think Rift Sharks will fall apart if they lose this game. It's letting Valor get all these early kills. It's letting Heroic stay in the game. It's just like these little micro advantages that MVP are able to push so well.
Mm-hmm. Fair, but you also have to realize a couple of things. It's definitely doable. We definitely saw it was close last game, but
that might be a dead Dean. Oh,
good
barely getting out of way of the cage.
Speaking of the side steps, Heroic's jukes up at top, and if you on the Lux abilities right there, were pretty nice too. But I feel like it's so hard because they have to close a 15K, a 15,000 gold lead. When they're not going to be able to lose inside, or not going to be able to win inside because it's Camille. You're not going to beat that. Look at how fed she is. And B, they're outranged, so they won't be able to get like many good sieges. Plus the fact that they're already down to objectives. Rift Sharks is about to get onto their soul point right now, and their midwave is just completely shoved because of Lux ulti. Like, it's just such a hard position to come back to, and that's another tier 2 being picked up by the Camille on the side. There's just like they're just ironing out the map so much. It seems pretty done and dusted with. Nocturnal ulti coming in. That should be a dead Rakan. No, it's just a flash burned. Zeri should realistically make it out. Again, another flash burn. Drago getting CC chained, but it does not matter. The Camille is too fed, and with the Merc Treads.
Taking a half health.
Ooh, another good kill
nice
picked up by Heroic.
Are they going to pick up the Morgana as well? And the Camille is going to turret dive here. I do not think it's going to work out because the turret is going to take down Camille and Silco is going to live. They're each going to get a lot of gold from that shutdown. And again, I think this is Rift Sharks' game to lose, but if anybody can do it, it's definitely MVP.
Yeah, I think if they keep playing like that, that was really, really overly aggressive. I did not like that from Drago at all.
It reminds me of last game. They just didn't end the game. They got overly aggressive. They didn't push their lines with Drago bot lane. They rarely got advantages when they needed to, and they just let Puza start pushing away at top turret.
Yep, and that's Olaf getting caught out again. Another shutdown for the Zeri.
Definitely worth it for MVP. I would gladly trade my Lee Sin for a 600 gold Morgana.
We're trading our time and our ultis. Just getting a shutdown or getting 100 gold onto a Volibear instead of just hitting our camps. I feel like there's definitely a lot better uses of people's time right now.
This is the strong suit with Puza, I think. He's just a mental legend. This guy will keep running top lane and he will keep playing the game. It does not matter if he's 0-20. And I think that's what makes having Puza in the top lane such a strong asset, especially when the lane is an island.
Could not be me, let me tell you.
And Drago didn't even take TP. I cannot agree with that. I know it's like tempting to get Ignite, to get early kills, to get a lead, but I think it's going to happen regardless if you're playing a champion like Camille here. I just don't like the Ignite. I think TP is a lot stronger.
I disagree here. Normally, Volibear is actually a really bad matchup for Camille because his early is just so much stronger than hers, and he just kind of effectively zone him off the zone her off the waves and kill her even if he's at low HP because of his combo and his healing and his shielding and all that.
Okay.
But I think that Ignite lets you kind of push back in the early game, especially once you get Sheen and especially once you get one item. I think it opens up a lot of opportunity.
Removing the objectivity of the matchup and talking about Drago, who I believe is Plat, and Puza, who I'm not sure the rank of, do you still think that Ignite is the better choice? Do you think that these
No,
players...
because he has been overkilling Puza every single time.
Yeah.
Good kill on the Lux, but they're losing what I presume is going to be 2 inhibitors here.
Yeah, MVP did start seeing a little red there. We're not going to see a Shelly dance or anything,
Yeah,
but we are going to get a
could-
charge onto one of the Nexus turrets, and
Yeah,
maybe see 2 inhibs go down.
If Rift Sharks gets a little overzealous here, like potentially that, I don't know. I think the Rakan ulti was blown too early. They still had Puza waiting in the wings. Speaking of, going in, dropping on to Dean, almost picking up the kill. Hextech ultimatum going down on the Veigar. Shield is popped, dropping kind of low. I don't know. I think Rift Sharks might want to take their leave here because they've gotten a lot. They've gotten the kills. They got 1 inhibitor or Nexus turret. My apologies.
The
But it
double
seems like they
spell
were more
shield
just
for...
keeping in.
Oh!
Good
The
ulti.
double spell shield for the side of Rift Sharks is really rough for MVP.
No, Heroic just ate
This
that.
might be game.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm gonna call game here. Really well played by Rift Sharks. I think MVP tried their hardest. They're definitely a team that I would not want to go to late game against, and Rift Sharks did well trying to push an early advantage.
Yeah, definitely did well getting turrets objectives all that early while they had the pressure.
If MVP is able to solve this little crack in their game plan and maybe buckle down and get Puza to perform a little better, I'm sure that they will be in contention for the best team.
Yeah, I think they need a little Garen biotics to do what you need to. Everybody's gonna play their Annie games, Everybody's gotta just hate the lab, and I think Puza definitely has the potential to, because A, like you said, the rock solid mental, and B, just pretty decent sideline potency. Even if Puza was obviously giving a lot of kills, got a lot of gold back by just taking those towers in the top lane.
What would you say for MVP and ace of these games? Did you watch game 1?
I didn't watch game 1. No.
Okay. So for game 1, I think I'm gonna have to say, I think the ace, I would either give it to Puza or maybe Silico. Silico played his heart off in game 1.
I agree. I think probably Silico, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Puza on the Yorick does a whole lot for the team. It gets free gold for getting objectives. It takes
the pressure.
It's a really good pick for him. We're gonna start seeing that banned a lot soon, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But Silico getting ahead.
Yes,
early,
he kept them in the game early.
Kept them in the game. So I think the ace might have to go to Silico with Puza in second.
Yeah.
And then as for MVP,
see, it's weird. Do you call it for Hadiri for the crazy ending play, or do you give it to, the Yone for the entire first half of the game?
Here's the problem with giving it to the Yone, right? His score looks great, but it is a matchup where you're just kind of running into Puza, hoping you kill him and continuing. And on a champ like Yone getting an item ahead, I really was disappointed that the Rift Sharks couldn't end the game earlier. And I think that's because they didn't play off of the Yone well. I think that the Yone got really greedy. He pushed up too far. I think that Eric O was around Yone a couple times, turning off his hull breaker when he shouldn't have. I do think that Drago obviously played well, getting some 2v1s or 3v1s even, but dying in the process and giving MVP a lot of gold.
A lot of gold.
So I'm kind of tempted to either give it to Hidiri or Eric O, because Eric O was on Dean's ass, doing everything to make sure he didn't die, and Hidiri just played really well game 1.
I think Olaf's peel was really, really good. Obviously, we saw it throughout pretty much the entirety of the game. Black shields were on point, blocking the Rakan ulti.
I mean game 1.
Yeah.
I mean game 1.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, there were several times where Eric O would put himself directly in harm's danger, as a rel as you're supposed to.
Yeah, the flash in lane.
Flash on the Ash arrow was
so
crazy.
Beautiful. Yeah. And so I think I was afraid to say Eric. I had the support bias coming out, but no, I think absolutely Eric. He's just really, really had such amazing plays.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm not giving it to Yone is because Rift Sharks did not end the game sooner.
Yeah.
And then for game 2, Blake, what do you think?
So Drago did give a couple of bounties over, but everybody on Rift Sharks did. Obviously, look at the Death Tanners. I would say it's either between Drago and Hidiri. Both were just playing objectives really well, picking up kills, using their character strength just to really good effects.
Yeah, I
I
think I'd also have to vote for either Drago or Hadiri here. I think Hadiri was on point with a lot of the Nocturne ults. We did see like a
Yes.
miss up in the top lane going after Puzas we saw, but overall he was prevalent. He was on the map. He's got a good KPA. I mean, the bot lane does as well, but I'm not sure how much of that comes from just fighting bot lane because you are killing two people, and how much of that comes from team play in the mid game. And obviously, Draco getting so far ahead was able to just let the rest of his team snowball, and that's how they ended the game in 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So, Jacob, you want to be the tiebreaker here? Between
So
Camille and Nocturne?
I didn't see the end of the game to be perfectly to be perfectly clear. However, based on my understanding of how it went, I do think you have to give it to the Camille. This game taking that early advantage and just pushing it so hard and just allowing the team those opportunities by just
definitely.
Yeah, I think I agree. If to not give it to Yone game 1 for the reason of not
Right, yeah,
ending early,
yeah.
I then have to give it to Camille game 2 for
Mans
being
deserves
the
an
reason
MVP
they
for the
ended
series
early.
at least. This series has earned him at least one MVP. Like he has to get it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I also want to give a shout out to Joel and Dean. Obviously, they
yeah.
played well. I just think that this series, the entirety of Rift Sharks played really well, and
Yeah.
their performance was unfortunately overshadowed. And obviously, Valor played out of his mind game 1. I think he tried his hardest game 2, and Zeri just wasn't able to get online fast enough.
Yeah.
And obviously, Heroic, I would give Heroic the
The
ace.
roams were crazy.
Game 2, Heroic was on point. He was trying to stay in the game, trying anything he could to play Veigar, get to 2 to 3 items, and maybe come back. But I just don't think Rift Sharks gave him enough breathing room.
Yep.
So yeah. Anything else? I guess we could drag somebody in for an MVP talk. So I guess we should drag in
probably Eric first, or just,
here,
I think
I'll ask their choice. I'll ask their choice. We'll only do one.
True.
Hey, what's up, Olaf?
Oh, sorry, Drago just left, so I figured I'd come in for his place.
All right. We gave you the MVP for game 1. We think it was close, but you did everything in your power to keep Dean alive.
Yeah.
You had good vision score. We think you played well.
Yeah, I think my score line. I mean, sometimes this happens with engaged supports. I think my score line is not necessarily indicative of my performance. I definitely feel like I was very online with some of the plays I had. I was really proud of the heads up play I had to flash in front of the Ashel and then do the diagonal stun through the Lilia. I think that was pretty heads up. I was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, I was popping off of that one. The solo cast
That's
went crazy,
sick.
man.
I'm glad. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? I think my Morgana game also went really well.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody on my team did pretty well, but man, me and Drago definitely had like 2 very good games.
Yeah, I
think Drago did insanely well. I think especially for my unfamiliarity with Rel, I'm really proud of how well I did. And I think Drago also really popped off. This is the first game I think I've played with Drago this season so far, so I'm happy that it went really well. Because I really like playing
Rift
with him.
Sharks or MVP.
And did I want to say to Rift Sharks? I like my team; they're cool. MVP. That game 1 was really good. That was like
insane.
I don't know if it was the highest quality League of Legends, to be quite honest. However, it was heart pumping League of Legends, and that we take those.
That's what I'm here for as a caster. So
yeah, I don't know. I really like playing against Valor in particular. I think sometimes I play really greedy with like the space I make in lane as a support. Like I kind of take up a lot more area than I should. And I like playing against Valor because I think Valor is really good at heat checking me about like where I'm taking up space in lane. And credits to Valor and Liz because I think that was definitely, in my opinion, probably other than the one time I played against Adam Zach, that was probably the toughest bot lane I played against so far. That felt pretty strong. I like that a lot. Yeah. I don't know. I got nothing else to say. I think, unless you guys
Come
have
on, man.
any.
You gotta give
Unless
us a
you have any-
drama answer, Eric. Come on, you gotta make a call out post, man.
Call out.
Do you guys want to ask a pointed question? I can make a call out post.
Who's your least favorite person on your team?
Yeah, who do you want to beat up with bully?
Cut it.
I think.
Cut it.
He's gonna say me. He's gonna say me. He's gonna be bully. He's gonna say me.
I really liked. If you want me to make a call out post, I think it's like very definitive that me and PB are the two best supports, and I want people to prove me wrong. There's your call out post.
Oh my god.
All right. All
There we
sports
go.
on the server got a
Pew,
challenge.
guns. Pew.
Wait, can I do the air horn effect? Ah ha ha. Wait,
There you go.
it's coming. Cool.
There we go. Thank you.
That was not worth the bet.
All right.
Saying
good
that
gaming,
aside, I
gamers.
had a lot of fun that game. So
Peace
Yeah.
out.
peace out.
Good game, Olaf. Good game.
Yeah, no, it was really
Yeah.
impressive stuff. You love seeing, even on the uncomfortable picks, just really popping off. Obviously, the Morgana, a bit more comfortable, I think, than the Rel, but just really great gameplay overall.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks. All right, let me leave the call.
Yeah. So, normally the person running the cast would kind of talk us off, but since Healy can't talk, I'm just gonna say that was a really, really fun series. Obviously, the casting situation was a bit scuffed with, Mike's cutting in and out and everything, but it was really fun to watch. Insanely exciting game one, and then just really dominant game two. Really, really, really good stuff from both teams, like Eric was saying. And thank you guys for watching. Our next series is, let me check the announcements. Our next series, today's the 27th. Should be Rift Sharks versus Andromeda, 8 p.m. on Sunday. So that is the first. Make sure to keep that in mind. Tune back in then. Thank you everyone for watching, and I think that's everything I have.